We don't recognize, any kind of malware that might be inside of an email or on a website. Talk to me a little bit about training. Like, what do you do at your company? Tell me about the investments that you make in training to protect yourself from cyber, attacks.
Yeah, so 90% of cyber breaches are due to human error, employee error.
We're dopes,
And it's yeah, dopes, exactly. It's clicking on a link, it's
right?
visiting websites that are suspicious, it's downloading all kinds of things. It's a human error.
Yep.
So it's important that cybersecurity training be a regular part of what you're doing. There's, onboarding, right? Before anybody gets access to your credentials to your networks, they should get cybersecurity training. But you can't just train somebody one time
Right.
because you have to sensitize people to what the risks look like. So we do annual 1 hour to 2 hour training for our staff, depending on their role and how much activity they might have related to our network. It's 1 hour to 2 hours of training. But then we do monthly rollouts of reminders. So we do animated clips, animated videos. We do phishing testing, sensitivity, penetration testing. You'll get an email that is a test, and if you click on the link, sorry, you failed. You got to go through training again, right? So it's a way to make sure that employees are paying attention. And all this might sound expensive, but it really isn't. There are a lot of really low cost training resources for businesses. We spend about $14 per employee for the long training, for the 2 hour training. And then we spend about maybe 75 cents to a dollar for the reminders that go out. So it's not a very expensive thing to do. And it's something that, even if it were more expensive, it's worth doing.
I think it's great advice. You did mention some, that there is software out there. There's certain platforms that specialize in training that test your employees. Having an IT firm do that training is also really important too. And I also just want to add, Ivy, as well, like the level of ransomware attacks have increased more than 300% since COVID, because we're all at home. So many working from home people. We're sharing our computers with our middle school kids, or
Right.
routers are unsecured. We're running Windows 95. So as business owners, we all to minimize this risk. And again, you talk about this in the book as well, that you've really got to focus on the entire workforce, whether they're in the office or not in the office. Um,
Yeah, and just think about it this way, Gene. Hackers sent a trillion phishing emails last year. A trillion. So they're going to get you at some point.
yes.
That's why you have to be aware.